Hey guys, it's Natasha and welcome back to Animal Amazement. On this episode, we're looking at one of my favorite animals, the incredible dolphin, which might actually be more intelligent than humans in some ways. For this video, I'm wearing my little dolphin ring. Dolphins are one of the smartest animals in the world. Their brain-to-body ratio is second only to that of humans. Animals with large brains tend to be more sociable, live longer, display complex behavior, give birth to only a few offspring, and dedicate a really long time to teaching them life skills. Like the human brain, the dolphin brain contains spindle neurons, which are associated with memory, recognition, adaptability, reasoning skills, problem solving, communication, and understanding. But the dolphin brain has a larger and more complex limbic system than our own. This is the part of the brain that processes emotions, so dolphins might actually be more emotionally intelligent than humans. This is important because dolphins live in very complex societies. They develop really strong bonds with each other, and they need to work together to hunt, to ward off predators, and to raise their young. Their relationships are also a lot more complicated than ours are. Most primates, including humans, tend to have a you're either with us or against us, kind of us versus them mentality when it comes to relationships. But for dolphins, their relationships are a lot more situational and complicated. They could be friends one minute and enemies the next, depending on who's nearby. So they need to devote a large part of their brain to keeping track of all their relationships. Dolphins also develop culture. Like humans, they're found pretty much anywhere around the world, so they've adapted really well to their differing environments. They pass down customs, they speak different dialects, and they form friendships based on shared interests. This one group of dolphins living in Shark Bay off the coast of Australia likes to use a cone-shaped sea sponge to cover their beaks with to protect themselves from the rough and sharp edges of the seafloor while they're hunting. This is a form of tool use that's passed down from mother to daughter throughout generations, and males who exhibit this behavior can also use this to form friendships with this group based on their little shared interest. Another group of bottlenose dolphins living in the same area likes to use conch shells to hunt for fish. They'll bring the conch shell down into the water and scoop up fish, and then bring it up to the surface and shake out the water so that the fish are trapped at the bottom of the shell. And that is another form of tool use. Dolphins also work together to hunt. They can coordinate attacks and they share what they find. Dolphins are also incredibly chatty. Their language is very sophisticated, and scientists have been trying for years to decode it. So far, what we know is that each dolphin has a name, which takes the form of a signature whistle that they receive at birth, and they'll introduce themselves to other dolphins using their names, and they can remember the names of other dolphins for decades. While other animals do give names to predators, the only animals known to give names to individuals like that are humans and dolphins. Besides clicks and whistles, dolphins also emit a loud sound called a burst pulse to chase away sharks and to discipline their young. The dolphin brain also has an entire area dedicated to echolocation. Dolphins can see underwater using sound waves that bounce off of objects, and they're so precise that they can tell whether an object 100 feet away is made up of metal, wood, or plastic, and they can find a ping pong about a football field away. When using echolocation, a dolphin can see all of the muscle and bone tissue, scar tissue, and any metal or artificial body parts that you might have on your body. Because echolocation works like ultrasound, dolphins can also use it to check up on the pregnancies of other dolphins and of humans. Dolphins have been known to take a special interest in pregnant women. When a dolphin's curious about something, they will go up to it and press their snout up against it and start buzzing, kind of like concentrated echolocation, and they do this a lot around pregnant women. They usually use echolocation to hunt and to navigate dark or murky water, but they also can use it to eavesdrop on other dolphins' clicks to see what they're saying. Other cool things that a dolphin can do are staying awake for days or even weeks without losing cognitive function, sleeping with only half their brains asleep, and moving each eye independently of the other. One test of intelligence that scientists really like to use is the mirror test, and dolphins can pass it at 7 months old, which is way sooner than humans can, which is 18 months old. This test is a sign of physical self-awareness. Besides recognizing themselves, dolphins can also recognize their own thoughts and intelligence. In one study, dolphins were shown 2 different sounds, and they had to indicate whether the sounds were the same or different, and if they weren't sure, they could indicate uncertainty or like pass on that round. And they did this with a lot of the more difficult rounds, which shows that they know what they know and they understand their own limitations. Another sign of intelligence is play, and dolphins really excel at that. They are constantly playing. They like to flip in the air and spin around and do a bunch of other crazy dolphin things that can only really be described as play. They also play catch using fish or turtles. They like to race each other and boats. They also play tag, which is just really adorable. And dolphins in captivity also like to play with whatever objects they see around them, and sometimes they will indicate which toys they specifically want to play with. Dolphins like to play with other animals as well. Off the coast of Hawaii, these bottlenose dolphins will swim up to the noses of humpback whales, and then the whales will pull them up out of the water, and then the dolphins will slide down the whale's back. And it's pretty obvious that both the dolphins and the whales are enjoying this activity. Speaking of fun, dolphins also like to get intoxicated. Pufferfish are known for their deadly toxins, but in small doses, these toxins can act as narcotics. And groups of dolphins are known to get together and pass the pufferfish around and then swim up to the surface and just kind of lay there in a daze. Dolphins are really great learners and problem solvers. Their learning ability rivals that of a 3-year-old child. Some dolphins in captivity were trained to clean up their tanks in exchange for a reward. And this one dolphin took a large paper bag, ripped it up, and then would present each piece one by one to her trainer to receive lots of fish. Another dolphin was able to mimic its trainer while blindfolded using echolocation to see what she was doing and copy it. Dolphins are able to understand both the symbols and syntax of language. Some dolphins were taught a language using whistles and hand gestures, and they not only knew what each symbol meant, but also that the order of the symbols had a specific meaning. For example, bring the ball to the bucket meant something different than bring the bucket to the ball. Finally, dolphins are very empathetic and altruistic among themselves and towards humans. When a dolphin is sick or injured, the other dolphins around it will flock to it and won't leave it alone. And dolphins have also been known to feed and take care of other elderly dolphins. They also mourn their dead. There are many accounts of dolphins saving drowning humans and bringing them up to the surface to breathe, and they sometimes protect them from shark attacks by swimming around them and forming a barrier between them and the sharks, which is also how they'll protect other dolphins from sharks as well. You'll notice that throughout this video, I kept referring to us as humans, not people. That's because there is an ongoing debate about whether dolphins should be considered non-human persons, and personally, I think they should. So I hope you enjoyed learning about these amazing creatures, and if you did, please like the video, and please join me next week for another animal amazement video.